Taking a live look at the White House, November will be here before you know it for the presidential election. Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, are currently on the campaign trail, hitting up all the battleground states such as Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and many more. But is this making a difference? Paris is digging deeper into what the polls are saying now. Paris, what are you discovering?
Well, Sylvia, those polls are fascinating right now. They're very different than they looked just a few weeks ago. So November 5th is the presidential election. We know things are going to be relatively quiet here in Illinois because it's a reliably blue state. But the Midwest is going to be where a lot of the action is as candidates crisscross the region to meet people and turn out the vote. So far, the vice president campaign has hit up states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania with more on deck. The vice president got the nomination after President Biden, stepped aside and out of the race, and that blunted a lot of the momentum that former President Trump had coming off the RNC. Now, Trump's running mate J.D. Vance has also been in the battleground states carrying the former president's message. Now, new polling shows Harris has swiftly turned this race around against Trump. Here's what the polling looks like nationally. This released Wednesday by the Marquette Law School. Among registered voters, 52% said they would support the vice president, while 48% say they favored the former president. And breaking it down by state, it's a handful of states that are going to decide this entire election. One that has everyone on their eye is Georgia. And this new poll done by AARP shows that the race is neck and neck. Both of the candidates getting 48% of likely voters, 3% undecided, 1% saying other. Now, our neighbors up to the north, Wisconsin, the poll done by the website 538, tracks polling in all the states. Vice president has just a little more than 46% of likely votes, while the former president has 44%. So that means a lot of visits to Wisconsin in the offing and a lot of cheese curds and a lot of bratwurst consumed by the campaigns. Let's move over to Pennsylvania, another battleground state. This poll also done by 538. Researchers say the VP has a little more than 45% of the vote, Trump 44%. This is a big prize, 19 electoral votes, which means lots of stops here, lots of Geno's Philly cheesesteaks to be consumed. And let's take a look at Arizona, where the vice president is campaigning today. The poll is done by High Ground. It shows Harris has 44% of the vote. The former president has 42% of the vote. I don't know what the food is in Arizona, but they will be consuming a lot of what that, maybe grilled cactus. I don't know. In the meantime, the former president held a news conference attacking the vice president and her campaign. One of the biggest criticisms of his rival not holding news conferences herself in the weeks since Joe Biden dropped out.
She's not smart enough to do a news conference. And I'm sorry, we need smart people to lead this country, because our country's never been in this danger before, both economically and from an outside perspective. Russia doesn't respect us anymore. China doesn't respect us anymore.